Welcome to Center Ground, your home for unfiltered discussion, where we tackle today's most talked about topics, break down current events, and give our take on the internet's latest foolishness. Tune in and let's find some common ground. Let's get this party started. Welcome back to the Center Ground podcast. I am your host, Bootsy, back with another reaction video. This one is Poor Man's Podcast. My doctor is fat phobic. I know I'm going to find this one slightly hilarious. I think this will be a quick one, but I know these people are getting ridiculous. I don't think the doctor was being fat phobic. The doctor probably was being honest, and it hurt feelings. So let's get this started.
Fat is perfectly healthy. Put him in a vat of water, and he finds his way to safety every time.
5.2.
Now, look at this guy. What he's been eating is the equivalent of a North American diet, complete with all the fats and sugars we regularly consume. He doesn't know where to go. His brain has been damaged.
His brain was scrambled. And I wonder, it's funny because they do these tests. If you didn't know, they do these tests on these mice because I think their brain composition is very similar to ours. So they often do tests on mice to see how it would affect humans because you can't do like human trials. It's unethical. But I would not be surprised if the foods we eat are poisoning us. For those who don't know, I grew up very skinny, very thin. They literally used to call me like Slinky and stuff like that because that's how skinny I was. Bevo Lottie got more head than he got body type, right? Big old head my whole life. And it's funny because I got in a car accident and I gained weight after that car accident. I couldn't do anything, couldn't exercise, couldn't move. And that's one way how I learned that there's a correlation between movement and what you eat. Because I used to eat everything. They used to call me the bottomless pit, right? And because of that, like I used to eat just about everything. I used to eat like 2 lunches, full-blown lunches, and still wouldn't gain weight. And when I got hurt, I couldn't move, couldn't exercise. I used to play basketball a lot, like hours at a time, exercise hours at a time, fitness junkie. And ever since then, I could never get back to that level of in shape, right? So during the pandemic, oh my Lord, the damn pandemic, I had to re-up my surgery on my leg and I was out of commission again. And of course, the whole country shut down. So then I wasn't moving and then I was stuck in the bed and then I ballooned up to 325 pounds, where I'm 6'2" and I was 325 pounds. I'm 100% sure I was way heavier than that because I had a friend who was 350 at the time because he went through something similar during the pandemic and we were damn near the same size. I felt like I was bigger than him at times. I felt like he was bigger than me. So I'm pretty sure I breached that 350 mark, right? Long story short, did a lot of work, started eating things like ground turkey. Like I barely drink soda anymore. I barely drink juice. It's mainly just water. And exercise. And I got myself back into the gym and I started working out. Like when I look at my passport photo, when I go travel, these people look at me and they're like, wait, is that him? Because I no longer look like the person I looked like when I got that passport during the pandemic. So it's like, when I said all of that to say this, I'm pretty sure this food is messing us up mentally. I think it messes up with our bodies. I'm pretty sure it gives us physical pain a lot more. A lot of American food is banished, is illegal in other countries. So take that however you want. They know something's wrong with it, but we're allowed to eat it because our country makes money. Our businesses make money. So when I see experiments like this, I understand. The mouse couldn't figure out where the damn hole was. The platform so it could stand on so it could not drown. And I swear when I was obese, my brain worked like that. Like I couldn't figure things out. I couldn't think. Just at the end of the story, I'll just say this. I am now 269. So big chunk of that weight gone. And when I tell you, I sleep better, I breathe better, I think faster, and my knees don't hurt anymore. It's a lot of pressure. Like I used to have anxiety that disappeared. My blood pressure was high. It's not high anymore. And I didn't take the medications. We got to eat better. So when you hear me say certain things about obese people, understand it comes from a place of knowledge and experience. And it's not a place of hatred because that's the easy scapegoat that people use. We can do better. We just have to put forth the effort.
These rats were totally normal, and then they turned into demented animals.
They don't remember their learning after even a day. And as the challenge gets harder and harder, they fail more and more.
Medical gaslighting that fat people face is sadly still very real and alive. I recently went to the doctor in regards to having an infection and talked.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think she was gaslit, but here's a funny story. When I went to get an MRI before my surgery, like I was still injured before the surgery, so I gained weight before then. And I remember the I don't know what they call the people who monitor the MRI machines, but the lady put me in the machine, right? And she just left. So I'm stuck in this little tube, OD claustrophobic. I'm feel like I'm dying. It's loud, mad noise. I'm losing my mind. And then I told her, like, listen, I got to come back to do another MRI, but I can't go back in this machine. She was like, what's the matter? You too fat? And I'm like, yo, I feel like this lady stuffed me in that machine and left me because I was overweight. So people do treat you differently when you are fat. So there is that. Should have sued now that I'm thinking about it. But it's like, I don't think her doctor is fat phobic. He probably just told her the truth that she didn't want to hear. I don't think I'm gonna get through this whole video because I do have to get going. But I am curious to see.
About managing my type 2 diabetes, and the doctor, just automatically assumed that I do not take care of myself. He started going on about how I need to be on a proper diet, and then I said to him, how do you know I'm not on a proper diet?
He could look at you.
Look, just hear me out. Look, I just need y'all to hear me out. If at any point in your life you find yourself in a position where you have to, you got to generate momentum to stand up, you are completely out of pocket. No. I don't think y'all.
I'm here coughing. Yo, he's real. And when I was big, I had to generate momentum. I swear my arms got stronger because I had to use force to get up. And it's like now I get up with such ease. I be doing what's the baby squat? The Asian man squat. I don't know if that's considered racist now, but I do that squat sometimes. And it's amazing what you can do when you lose weight. So I'm curious to see. She said she went in for an infection. I wonder if she had any other issues, which might be why he said that. But she's looking at it as he looked at me and saw that I wasn't, a certain size, and so he's fat phobic.
Hear me. You got to hear me out. If you sound like you're out of breath when you're talking, or if you're sweating when you talk, you are completely out of pocket. Now, look, I get it. If you a woman, you just had 2 or 3 kids, it takes some time to go ahead and get back to where you're supposed to be. If you a man and you over the age of about 45, I get it. When I hit 30, as soon as I hit 30, every time I wake up, my check engine like, come on, I understand.
Word.
But if you're a well-capable human being, there are people that were born who will never be able to walk, and you were blessed with capable fallacies. You're able to do things, and you chose to do this to yourself, dropping your quality of life. If you have to put your phone in landscape mode to fit your full body in the picture, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I'm not saying even if you live a healthy life, you can't die prematurely. I might die from a heart attack tomorrow. But until then, I want to be able to walk up the stairs.
Because while I'm not going to act like the way I eat is 100% perfect, and yes, I do.
Funny he said that, right? So I remember when I was at my biggest, the elevator went out in my building. I live on the top floor. I live on the 6th floor. So the elevator went out. I had to carry my daughter's stroller, and it's a jogging stroller at that, so it's heavy and it's metallic. I almost had a heart attack before I went upstairs. My whole family was in the house chilling, and it took me like a good 10, 20 minutes before I even made it up to the 6th floor. I knew then it was time to make a change.
Have a history of. However, I've been doing such a great job of eating my vegetables before I eat my protein and fat, before I eat my starch, and I've been drinking a lot of water, and he also assumed that I do not drink enough water, but I'm a freaking fish.
Well, he thinks that because you're sweating all day. Talking makes you sweat. So yeah, you're losing more water than the average person.
I had to explain to this person that I exercise almost every day. Now, am I powerlifting? Am I doing acrobatics? No, it's more so walking or doing some resistance exercise, but nonetheless, I'm doing it. If I were in a small
Bruh, one of my friends, old friends, this man used to go to Planet Fitness for the free pizza when he was mad overweight. And then he would talk about, I was in the gym for 3 hours. Bruh, he ain't had no results. Like none. Well, I just want to throw that out there. I thought that was a funny story.
Smaller body, I can guarantee you, I would not be accused of not eating well or not taking care of myself properly. The thing is, fat people, we can do everything right, but if the labs don't look great, or if we have, once again, another infection, it's suddenly our fault.
Yeah, because they're
How many infections is this lady having? Like, normal people don't just get random infections. You know who get infections? Sick people. People who aren't living right. People who eat poison. Those are the people who have all these problems, these pains. When I tell you, I feel like a different person. When I was in my early 30s, I guess, late 20s, early 30s, being overweight like that, being OD big. I'm still big, but I was mad fat back then. I swear, I felt like I was like 50, 60. And then it's like now that I'm 30 something, yo, I'm starting to feel like I did when I was 20 because I'm exercising more. So it's like there's a reason why people say what they say. It's cause and effect. The problem what you see is a lot of people really do lack accountability. And instead of understanding that and acknowledging it, they would rather turn it around and put it on everybody else. We're seeing it with relationships. We're seeing it with the food we eat. We're seeing with the lack of exercise. We're seeing it in the world, finance. You got people who spend all their money and then complain that they don't have enough. It's like we're seeing it everywhere. This is why I am a huge believer in fixing the problems when you can.
Job is to identify the thing that is most likely causing the problem. If you have type 2 diabetes, sure, there's a genetic component, but she didn't even give herself a chance. If you got type 2 diabetes, your doctor isn't gaslighting you. Your body is literally flashing a gaslight, telling you it can't go on
Yeah,
much longer.
it's the
I'm sorry, but
warning
body
light.
positivity is for people who have a disability, not for people who eat themselves into having a disability. And I'm not saying you can't love yourself, but if you genuinely love yourself, you should be exercising. Like, people try to make it seem like exercising is an option. For no point in human history did people not exercise. Sure, it was through their jobs doing manual labor, but that still counts. And just because we have to do office jobs now doesn't mean that we can neglect that. Exercising, getting 8 hours of sleep, and getting vitamin D in your skin is base level existence throughout humanity. If you want to live base level, not just brain fogged all the time, those are things you have to do just to be at base level. Your body is a physical display of your level of discipline, and people are going to see it that way. It should damn near be unethical for a doctor to not mention your weight as the root cause of some of your issues.
Instead of saying, oh,
I agree with that. And it's ironic because everything he said, everything he mentioned, like I'm a black guy. I have a black female doctor. And one thing I like about this doctor is she's honest with me. She's not going to sugarcoat it. She even tells me sometimes things that aren't typically what doctors tell you. And, she addressed some of those issues and she told me, get more sunlight, walk, drink water, exercise, pace yourself. Don't kill yourself at the gym. Do this, do that. And it helped me. And when she sees me now, when I tell you this doctor has the brightest smile on her face because she sees the work that I put in. I remember when she told me I didn't have to take, high blood pressure medicine anymore. This lady was more happy than I was. And it's funny. Imagine if I had the mental capacity of a child like this lady, and I said, my doctor's fat phobic, which is why she's telling me to do stuff. I would still be that size, living miserable, or I might not even be here anymore. Won't be able to raise my kids, won't be able to have my wife, be with my wife, because I would be stuck in a bed or in a hospital or even gone somewhere. It's like this is why these people crack me up sometimes. It's like, come on now, you could do better. You just don't want to.
well, clearly you're not eating well because of the way your labs or your frequency of infections are looking. Maybe you could say, hey, how is your diet going? Are you eating balanced meals?
And see, she said it right there. Sometimes they be exposing themselves without saying it. She wanted the doctor to use prettier, nicer words to make her feel good. Her reality was still the same, but she wanted the nice, kind words. And although I understand that, sometimes you need a coach that say, hey, fat, get in the gym. I swear, my friends also saved my life. I went to a friend's party. I sat on his lawn and I was so heavy. He just redid like his soil. And I was so heavy that my chair sunk into his ground, right? Because his grass wasn't like packed in yet. I was the only person this happened to. Yo, they spent 3 hours for the rest of the night clowning me for being fat. When they did that, I'm like, man, listen, that on top of going up those steps was like, I have to make changes. It was no longer an option. And I thank God that they loved me enough to make fun of me, as crazy as that sounds.
Just let me know about that. But instead, you just automatically assume, especially someone who's been trying so hard to, keep being in recovery from this thing. I can't say it out loud to getting in trouble.
What is BED? Let me look it up. Binge eating disorder is the most common eating disorder that healthcare providers diagnose. Although many people don't realize it's a disorder, it causes frequent episodes of binge eating an unusually large quantity of food in one session and feeling unable to stop. Psychotherapy is the primary treatment. You know who didn't have binge eating disorder? People in Auschwitz. If that's the case, then I have binge eating disorder. If I don't control myself, I can eat a whole sleeve of Oreo cookies in one.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We got a name for everything. I got binge eating disorder. If you sit me in front of food, I will eat it. But you know what I started doing? You sit me in front of certain food, I get up and I walk away. You know what I started doing? Stop buying certain snacks. Stop buying certain food. My refrigerator, my snacks be so trash right now. Like, yo, but you know what happens when your snacks are trash? You learn how to make better snacks. So I can make an apple cinnamon snack that is so good, but it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? And it's less calories. So I can eat this stuff all the time and not gain weight, not gain any weight. And it's like, this is what people need to learn. But they also, I guarantee you, this lady's talking about she exercises. She don't be doing much. You can tell from the size, because you got to be careful when you're that size. And I get it. You got to start off slow. You got to start off, make sure you don't have a heart attack, because that's what happened to Big Pun. I know a pastor who did that. He was on a cruise with his church, died on the treadmill. Like, this is not a game. And I be trying to warn people, if you don't take care of yourself now, this body that you had from the start will reject you. And that's the last thing you want.
Sitting. I am sexually attracted to chicken wings. This stuff is just going too far. Like, I'm not a professional, but we didn't call that BED. We just called it a lack of discipline. You got to put down the Oreos, Kim Kardashian.
I'm so proud of the choices that I make. I feel so empowered by my knowledge about nutrition. Just to have a doctor just assume the worst. And then you wonder why fat people don't like going to the doctor. If there's anything I could tell you about like the fat liberation community, is that we actually care so much about our health. But the problem is that
that's a contradiction. You care about your health, but you do everything that puts your health at risk, right? And then you blame it on BED or whatever they called. I said bed, but they blamed it on the eating disorder, right? And it's like, yeah, you got a name for it, but you are the master of your own domain. You control what goes in and what goes out. Stop letting people, society dictate, your thought process and what you do. You have full autonomy, full control over what you eat. You don't need to eat what you've been eating. And that's what I be trying to tell people. I got some big friends. I be trying to warn them, like, yo, stop before it's too late. Because then when they amputate your leg, when they cut off an arm, when they do this, when they do that, then you're stuck. There's nothing you can really do about it. So it's like, you got to learn to live with yourself, and you got to start doing what's right by yourself.
doctors like to gaslight us. And then in turn, we don't want to go to the doctor. And there's a whole layer of being both fat and a woman. You know that historically and presently, we don't listen to women.
Yeah, she's a
say they're
professional
dramatic.
victim.
We don't take their pain seriously. I shouldn't feel this dread to want to get help.
You know what I don't like about these people? It's because they're professional victims. They take history, and yes, history has some horrible stories, but they internalize it as if it happened to them. Yes, doctors have been terrible to women in the past. They were also terrible to men. Doctors they neglected, like specifically black people to this day, they're still biased within the medical profession, where some doctors don't acknowledge certain pains that black people go through. That's horrible, yes, but that's not an excuse to behave or carry yourself in an unhealthy manner. And I think people need to stop doing this nonsense where they pretend like they don't have choice, like they don't have an option. And it's like, I gotta go. Y'all heard my alarm go off. But listen, all jokes aside, you are the master of your body. You put in the work, you'll get the result. If you don't eat heavy food, heavy caloric food, you will lose weight. Listen, I didn't put this video out to make fun of anybody, right? But at the end of the day, if you need help, if you need someone to help walk you through how to get started, I'm telling you, I was over 325 and now I'm 260 something. My weight goes up and down like a damn roller coaster. But if you need help, hit me up via email at centergroundpod@gmail.com. If I have the time, I will try to walk you through getting over stuff. If you just want to write it in the comments so other people can see and it'll help them, write it in the comments. If we work together, we can learn how to defeat this stuff. This food that we're given is not real food, and it's killing us. So the only way around it is, one, to stop eating it, and two, to exercise. I'm not going to finish playing this because I could see the Victim Olympics, the amount of flips and crazy gymnastic that this lady's going to go through is just going to make me annoyed, because I've been through it. I know how much it sucks. I know how people look at you differently. I know it's not fun, even though people like to pretend like they're okay with it. The only thing you can do is what you can do. And yeah, the first step is to work on your diet and your exercise. That's it. If you need help, please holler at me. Don't be shy. I'm not going to make fun of you. I mean, I make fun of everybody, so don't take it personal if I do make a joke. But like, come on now. I'm not going to make joke to hurt your feelings. If you need help, hit me up or hit up somebody else. Use ChatGPT, use Gemini. You don't need to come to me. I'm not selling you a course. I don't need your money. I mean, I always need money, so let me not say that. But I'm not going to ask you for money. Just if you need help, reach out. Talk to somebody. It doesn't have to be me. Talk to somebody who cares. And on that note, I gotta go, but I'll holler at y'all. Be safe out here. Drink that water. Eat right. Exercise. Even if all you're doing is walking, don't make it short. Put some pep in your step. Do something. All right, seriously, I gotta go. But I don't even want to end like I love y'all and all that. Nah, I'm being real. I love humanity and I want people to live, survive, and be happy. So do what you can to survive. All right. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Center Ground Podcast. We'll be back soon with some more great content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. We are a new channel, and growth is essentially our main objective. So send us an email at centerground.pod@gmail.com with any ideas or clips you would like for us to review. This was definitely fun, and I'd say let's do it again. But before you go, always remember, greatness lives somewhere within you. Just make sure you're taking the time to find the key to unlock that greatness. Until we meet again, I'll see you soon.